Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk.
So before we get started here, I just want to tell you about my home studio mentorship that's coming up on August 15th. Begins just 5 students at a time. I'm just taking applications right now still, whether I'm deciding whether I'm going to do add a second class because I'm getting quite a few applicants in there. But if you live locally and you want to be a part of this 8-week program, please feel free. It goes on Wednesday nights from 7 till 10 p.m. and it is intense. And if it's something that you're looking just to get additional kick in the ass training, feel free just to hit that button down below for the application and fill it out and send it along. And also, just as a reminder, once again, November 16th in Burbank, I am doing an all-day workshop, character design workshop. So you can also check out the link below there. All right, so what I want to discuss today is something that I experienced when I was just in Israel. I came back and had just the greatest time. I did a 2-day workshop out there with over 80 artists, and it was just really I can't express, just fantastic, just the energy, just the enthusiasm that artists have, and the willingness to learn, and I love that because I think that's very important, having that willingness to learn. When I used to teach at places like Cal Arts or some other places, you get people that are thrown into classes because it's part of a curriculum and they're not excited. And when you're not excited about doing something, you're not going to learn and you're not going to retain the information. And what I love about the workshop atmosphere is like people are signing up on their own merit and they want to be there. But what I really want to talk about is something that I learned about, you know, just almost like the culture, just a bit, and how people feel and how people think. And what it comes down to is really about collaboration versus competition. And what I discovered there was there's a lot of competition out there where people almost don't want to collaborate. They don't want to help each other out of fear. And this is something, it's not just pertaining to, you know, Israel by any means. I've seen this everywhere. And it's a constant, almost like fear that people have, and this fear of there's not going to be enough. So I'm not going to help someone, and I'm not going to share, and I'm not going to give anything of myself to help someone else out because it may not work out for me. And I think, just in all honesty, it's just the wrong mindset. And my wife told me something that I was sort of blown away by while we were out there. She was talking to one of the artists and was saying to them, you know, finding out, learning about them, and she was talking to different artists, and she said, hey, you know, you should get together with this person. They're trying to do the exact same thing that you're trying to do. And they said, no way, no way. They're my competition. I'm not going to get, you know, work with them at all. And all I can say is that type of mindset is just going to hold you back even further. It's just going to happen. The only way that people can make things almost happen is through this collaborative effort. I understand that fear. I understand that if I refer someone, then all of a sudden that, oh my God, they're going to keep using that person and they'll never use me again. And granted, yeah, that may happen at certain times, but the reality is what's going to happen is by you helping someone else out, by you referring someone, by you doing something, it may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen next week, but down the road, it will. I promise you, it will come back to where they're going to be in that situation where they may help you or hook you up sometime. And I think through the collaborative process, you got to realize that there's been nothing in this world that has been accomplished just by one person alone. That one person may have the beginning idea. That person may be the genius, if you will, behind that. You may look at some guy like, you know, Steve Jobs, or look at Henry Ford, or, you know, you name it, anything. You just go on and on and on, anything. But without the help and guidance of other people around them, nothing can be accomplished. Pixar didn't happen because of one man. Disney didn't happen because of one man, didn't become what it is. Yeah, Walt Disney may have had the vision and may have been the guy that took initiative and got it started, and he had the dream and turned it into reality, but he could have never done it with the people that he had behind him to make it work, and go on and on. Steve Jobs could have never done what he did without Wozniak, could have never done what he did without the team of engineers and everyone else. So you name it. Nothing is accomplished alone, and with that mindset, you will never accomplish anything. Now, that's something to be said about partnership. And I'm not talking that you have to be in a partnership with someone that's, you know, sometimes partnerships can go horribly wrong, especially if you don't have things in writing and haven't worked things out amongst them. And I'm not saying that you have to be in a partner to succeed in anything. I'm just saying collaboration. And what's going to help you through that is you're going to build something greater. You're going to build something bigger. And most importantly, it's that sort of community. It's the awareness. It's letting other people know what it is that you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve. And this is really vital. And it starts small. You don't have to just go gangbusters, and it doesn't have to be so huge and big. Just the thing is, try to form, if you guys have common interests, and we see it all the time, and this is why the internet works, and this is why forums work, and this is why everything works, is because of this idea. So the thing that you want to start doing is don't look at people as, you know, competition. I've said it in previous art talks by Wallace Wattles. He said, don't be competitive, be creative. And this is the idea that you need to follow is, I'm not going to look at it as just competitive, but maybe in a creative way. Like, what can I do to work with that person that we can both work this out together? Because the thing that happens a lot of times, and in all honesty, that turns people off, and I've seen this scenario many times, and it happens in the school system when students have to work on projects together. They're put together in groups and they have to work on films and do something. And let's face it, there's lazy people. There's people who don't want to pull their weight. There's people who are going to make excuses every single way. There's people who are just takers, and all they want to do is take, and they never want to give anything. So the other person who's willing to give and who's willing to share wants to have a little something back. And you got to realize that's only fair. And you got to understand that if I'm going to, you know, give, and I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to do something, isn't it nice just to get something reciprocated? Absolutely. We all kind of want that. We all want to be a part of that. And this is where you feel like you're not just doing this alone and you're dragging everyone else along, you know, who's not helping. So you got to be that willing person too. And if you're not going to really just sit down with, you know, you can't just ask someone for something and have these expectations, just give me. You got to say, listen, is there a way that you can, you know, help me? I'm looking to maybe get something started. I'm looking to maybe do this. I'm looking to start this group. And maybe if we work together, you know, maybe there's something you can do. And maybe you present to them an idea, because a lot of times people don't have ideas. They're not thinking all the time. They don't understand. So oftentimes you got to tell people what it is that they're even trying to accomplish. I've dealt with that with clients all the time, where a lot of clients don't even know what they want, where you have to suggest, would this be a better idea? Would this make sense if we did this? So maybe you are that person who have greater ideas, and you're fast and you're quick, and the other person isn't. So you can't blame the other person that they're not like that. You just got to know what you're getting into. But again, this idea of collaboration and not competition is going to be a way for something to grow and a market to grow. And especially in Israel, you know, that this sort of mindset and the mentality. And I know that a lot of people are, and again, talking to a lot of Israelis and people and a tour guide, it's just like, you know, live for today. And that's the mentality. You know, these guys are surrounded by people who, want to take them out, all the time. And I get it. And I get the sort of the fear and anxiety that people go through, and just being there can be, nerve-wracking for certain things. But the idea with the art community, it's not going to grow. No art community, no school, no business, no anything is going to expand without the concept and idea of just getting that game plan and working. But most importantly, taking initiative. And don't look at your potential fellow friend as a threat. Think of what you can achieve if you got together with that other individual who's an artist, who's trying to do what you're doing, and character design, let's just say. But you guys start really building each other up, and you guys are on each other's backs, and you guys are just like, hey, let's go sketching today. Let's try this exercise. Let's do that, and let's do this together. And let's grow together and support each other in that realm. Because again, there's enough. We're living in an industry today, in a market today, where guys, this is not slowing down. This is not going to stop. The only way this is going to stop when it's the end of the world, okay? And if you're going to be the naysayer and think that the world's coming to an end and that everything's going to be destroyed and missiles are going to be flying tomorrow and it's forget it, this administration and that person there and that person and everyone's going to destroy everything, well, then live your life in fear and live your life in just chaos and live your life like there's no tomorrow. If that's what you want to do, then don't get involved. What's the point? Just let the world end. But the reality is, if you can get into that mindset and sort of live for today and be here today and do what it is and help yourself grow and keep pursuing and keep, again, trying to build up that fellowship of people and artists and friends and community, this is when you're going to start seeing the results. There's no other way. So maybe try it. See what happens. Listen, that's all you can ever do in any situation, okay? It's just you try it. Just try. See what happens. It may fail. So what? It failed. It didn't work out. Okay, that didn't work out. Let me try something else. And don't let anything sort of like stop you from this process. Just be careful. You know who your friends are. You can get a good sense of who someone is and, pretty quickly if they're going to be pulling their own weight or not. And again, if they're not, then you got to jump ship from that person. But, it's not about taking advantage of people. We don't want to do that. We want to just try to help each other out where we can, when we can. And that's it. Again, you're doing what you can when you can do it. You're put in the time you can when you can do it. Make time to do it. If you don't have time to do something, you can't do something. It's just the way that it is. But the only expectations you should have are of yourself and what you're capable of doing. And just keep moving forward. Just keep that momentum going. Keep pushing forward. Keep working on your ideas. Keep trying to make things a reality. Do what it is that you love. Keep studying your craft, whatever you may be involved in, and that's it. All right, so thanks so much for watching. Make it a great week, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Hello, this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey, all right? So you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks.
Whoa! Hey. Go back. Go back. Great, go back. Go back.